I don't usually do anything. I'm just learning this.
Got it.
So, but yeah, I was told that I originally wrote it out the way I heard it on the tape, or and I don't think I felt it in 3. That's interesting. But
do you generally prefer sheet music to chord sheets?
absolutely. I generally, to learn something, I prefer sheet music, but
So
we
that,
don't seem to have any.
Well, that songbook I sent you has sheet music for
Okay,
this one and pretty much everything else we're
That's
doing
great.
in service.
Once I know a
Yeah.
piece, I prefer just the chord sheet,
Right,
because
sure.
you get more. Like I just wrote out today Debbie Friedman's Shema and You Shall Love. I wrote it out just as a chord sheet
Yeah.
because I know
'Cause
it
you know
really
it, yeah.
well, and I can get it all on one page that way instead of her sheet music has it on like 4 pages. And I still haven't figured out how to turn pages while I'm playing. So.
Yeah, it's difficult. So usually in this community, what we end up doing is Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed. La, 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 la. Another option that one could do, if one preferred to do it this way, would be you do Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, and the congregation does Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed, and then you respond Baruch Adonai HaMevorach Le'olam Va'ed.
Although,
I think that's
if you don't
cooler.
mind me,
We haven't done it that way.
if you don't mind me just inserting myself, but because I also do the response with the congregation to kind of help them with it, so I will la the repeat. So, Baruch hu et Adonai ha-mevorach. Baruch Adonai ha-mevorach le'olam va'ed. Ya la 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 la. That's how I do it.
That's usually how we do it here. Yeah.
Because I can't rely on them to know to do the response without me, so I'm going to lead the response.
Yeah.
And then I could just sing it over again, but I just kind of like lying it, and it doesn't harm anybody.
Yeah.
Nobody notices, and I just on camera or recorded, just talked a little bit about how the sausage is made here.
You're all set for the
I should be good. To be clear about Lechato D, the one that is known as Sephardic is Lechato D Likrat Kala, whereas Rothenberg is a different one. So I'll do the first one. That's what we'll do.
But the link takes you to.
Does
the
it say
Sephardic.
Rothenberg on it? Yeah.
The link that says Rothenberg takes you to the
That's
Sephardic.
interesting that so it must be incorrect on it.
Yeah.
He didn't write that one. He wrote a different one. But we'll do the one that you linked. That was the
Wait,
first.
so are we doing Rothenberg or are we doing the
Sephardic.
Okay.
Yeah. Shema, Thou Shalt Love, I think probably good. Vishamru.
Are you doing?
You know Vishamru, right?
Yeah,
It's not on guitar?
Right.
Cool.
This is Vishamru
Yeah.
V'nei Yisrael et HaShabbat.
And then what is it? A minor, B. No.
E
B.
minor 7.
B.
D minor, E7, Vish. So, Ahavat Olam. What key are you doing it in?
I have it written out in.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, on guitar before. It's cool. Oh yeah,
One
how's that
thing, by the way,
transition
I
gonna
like to
work?
do is, by the way, one thing I like to do, just, I don't know if you, it's reflected here too, is that I like to go straight from Lachado D into Baruch without anything in between. And the reason why is because they're standing. And so I don't want them to sit for us to do something. I'm going to end up, the question is, am I going to sit them for Ahavat Olam? Because I don't like us standing for that, but maybe I'll just keep us. Part of the reason why we don't sing Ahavat Olam is because I like just to go straight from one,
Straight
just
into
so I can limit the. I don't like to do ups and too many up and downs, and I don't want people standing forever. But I think I'll keep them up for Ahavat Olam.
Okay. I will make a note of that.
No, those are like some of the little things that in my mind that I think about.
And Mi Chamocha freed.
Mi chamocha.
It's minor.
I went from A to B.
Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai.
Too high.
So what key are we doing Mi Chamocha?
It's written in A minor, but I like to put a capo on too.
Great. Mi Chamocha ba'elim Adonai. Mi Chamocha nehtar ba'kodesh.
Did you not know the words there to Mi chamocha? Just admit it.
The chords. I didn't know
No,
the chords.
just you can just admit you didn't know the words.
I didn't know the words.
Okay, there you go. I think it should be Malchutecha as opposed to Malchutecha. Ma'uvanecha, okei hayam, Moshe u'Miriam, ze'eli anu ve'amru, Adonai yimloch, le'olam va'ed.
I know that part as well.
Oh, there he is. Okay, let's just for a moment, I just want to tell you how I'm using.
Adonolam A minor. I learned it, we did. Behuaya behuove, betifara behuaya behuove, betifara behuaya behuove, betifara. We get 3 times.
You're welcome. We
That's
can do
okay.
that. I mean, it makes for a better ending, actually, if we do it 3 times.
Hello. Is Lily here tonight? I'm seeing her tomorrow, though. What else have we got?
Oh, hi, Jeff. Ken. Thank you. It's going real well. Yeah, I live in Laurel. No, it's about 35, 40 miles from the route I take. Yeah, most of the time on Friday nights, 50 is kind of
Yeah.
the fastest way to get here is to come down 97, down to 50, and across 50. But it's such a mess Friday nights, I usually go up to Serrano Park and come down.
It's probably for the best. Do you use Waze?
Yeah, well, I use Google Maps, yeah.
How are you?
Weeks will be a grown-up.
Couple more weeks.
Hardly.
Hardly.
Citizen.
Yeah. Well, my health insurance from my new company started today.
Oh,
so
there you go. You are a grown-up.
something like that. Excited to hang out with Lily tomorrow.
Yes.
She's looking forward to seeing Lisa too.
Yeah. She was funny. She's like, remember, we'll stop by the house so that Leah can say hi to Eliza.
Yeah.
Because Leah needs to say hi to Eliza. I was like, no, Eliza needs Leah to say hi to her. She's like, no, they both need to say. Eliza's our dog.
Yeah. Adorable dog. Just like melts in your eyes.
What kind of dog is she?
Golden doodle.
But a very small one. A small one.
And very, very active. We were sold a bill of goods. Breeder told us she would be very calm because her mother was very calm.
Oh, sure.
That never came to pass.
You know, I've been. That's okay. They don't know what they're missing. Oh, I need my mic. We shall turn that. All right, everybody, Shabbat Shalom, welcome. So glad, once again, I've got my 2 sidekicks up here with me. Our student cantor, Ken Isman, and our, I don't know what you are. Noah. But no,
Just Noah.
Just Noah. Glad to see you all. We're going to start with Hine Matov. You just know it. You know that you don't need the words. Hine right, so again, we're so happy that you're here and together and bringing in Shabbat together. You know, it's whether you know it or not, I think we all thirst for just that sense of calm, that sense of just kind of a little, you know, we spend all week just with the hustle and bustle. We spend all week, you know, whether it's running errands or job or, you know, listening to people griping or dealing with what our kids need. And even if you don't actually take Shabbat and turn it into a day of rest, the very fact that we have it, the very fact that we kind of at least can adjust our vision and think about just that Shabbat's there and that it's a value, it's almost in many ways a relief and a comfort to us, even if we're not just sitting at home and reading and talking and still doing things, but we just know it's Shabbat and we know it comes with a sense of calm and a sense of recharge. And so, yeah, here we are together recharging. Whether or not Shabbat is going to be tomorrow a full-blown day of rest for you, or it might just be similar to all your other days. You're here now, and together we're able to bring in a little bit of calm. So let's bring it in with the lighting of the Shabbat candles. Okay, so part of Kabbalat Shabbat and from coming straight from the book of Song of Songs, Shir HaShirim, is Dodi Lee. So join us. You can find it, by the way, on page 129. All right, page 138, Lecha Do Di. We're going to do verse 1, 2, 5, and 9. And when we get to 9, of course, I'm going to have you rise and face the entrance to greet the Sabbath bride.
Lecha do di likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha do di likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha do di likrat kala, b'nei Shabbat nekabela.
Remain standing for the Baruch Hu, which is on page 146. remain standing. We're on 150 with the singing of Ahavat Olam.
Ahavat Olam Beit Yisrael Amcha Ata Torah u'mitzvot u'kim u'mishpatim otanu limadeta Al ken Adonai Eloheinu Yishafenu Mekumeinu Nasiach Ben Kulecha V'nizmach B'divrei Toratecha U'b'mitzvotecha Le'olam va'ed Ki הם חיינו ליורך ימינו ובהם נגן יומם ולילה ואהבתך אל תסיר ממנו לעולמים Baruch atah Adonai, Ohev Amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Baruch Shem Kevod, Shem Kevod, Malchuto Leolam va'ed.
Please be seated, and we're on the English of the next page, 154, or similar to the English.
And you shall love the Lord thy God with all thine heart, with all thy soul, and with all your mind. And these words which I command you on this day shall be in thy heart, shall be in thy heart. And thou shalt teach them diligently unto thy children. And thou shalt speak of them when thou sittest in thy house, when thou walkest by the way, and when thou liest down, and when thou risest up, and when thou risest up, and thou shalt bind them for a sign upon thy hand, and they shall be for frontlets between thine eyes, and thou shalt write them on the doorposts of thy house, and upon thy gates, and upon
157, one of those English readings which has really come to mean a lot to me, especially ever since October 7th, but yes, for sure. So please join me at the top of 157. Standing on the parted shores of history, we still believe what we were taught before ever we stood at Sinai's foot, that wherever we go, it is eternally Egypt, that there is a better place, a promised land, that the winding way to that promise passes through the wilderness, that there is no way to get from here to there except by joining hands and marching together. So on the next page is Mi Chamocha.
Mi kamocha ba'elim Adonai, mi kamocha nehedar hakodesh. Nora tehilot osef elel, nora tehilot osef elel. Malchuta ra'u banecha, okei hayam, lifnei Moshe u'Miriam, ze'eni anu ve'amaru. Adonai yimloch, Adonai yimloch, le'olam va'ed.
162 is Vishamru.
V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat, la'asot et haShabbat leToratam v'ritolam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat, la'asot et haShabbat leToratam v'ritolam. Ve'yulei b'nei Yisrael oti le'olam, oti le'olam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat, la'asot et haShabbat leToratam v'ritolam. Ki sheshet yamim asa Adonai, et hashamayim ve'et ha'aretz. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat, la'asot et haShabbat leToratam v'ritolam. Ubayom hashvi'i Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash, Shabbat vayinafash. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat, la'asot et haShabbat leToratam v'ritolam. V'shamru b'nei Yisrael et haShabbat, la'asot et haShabbat leToratam v'ritolam.
Arriba! I really thought we were going to like do some like flamenco dancing or something like. I never know what he's going to do. Where are we? Oh, and I have to recalibrate, get back. 164, Adonai Sifatai Tiftach is how the tefillah begins. So it's going to continue on 166, 168, and 170. I'll try my best to tell you what page we're on, but you should just know it's going to be in one of those pages, 164, 166, 168, and 170. You'll get it. I'm sure of it. Please rise. Arriba. Is that a rise? Ole!
Eloheinu Eloheinu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzhak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Leah, Elohei Rachel, Ha'el HaGadol HaGibor HaNorah, El Elyon, Gomer Chasadim Tovim, Vekoneh HaKol, V'zocher Chazdei Avot V'Imaot, U'mevii Geula Lifnei Bneihem, Leman Shemo Yahweh, Melech Ozer u'Moshiach u'Magen, Baruch atah Adonai, Magen Avraham v'Ezrat Sarah, Atah Gibor Le'olam Adonai, Mechayeh HaKol atah Rav v'Hoshia, Mori atah, Mechalkel Chaim b'Chesed, Mechayeh HaKol berachamim rabim, Somech noflim verofeh cholim, Umatir asurim, Umekayeh emunato, Lishenei achar, Michamocha ba'el gevurot, Umidom elach, Melech menit umechayeh, Umatzmiach Yeshua, V'ne'eman atah l'chayot hakol, Baruch atah Adonai, Mechayeh hakol.
170.
Atah kadosh v'shimcha kadosh, u'kedoshim b'chol yom yalolu v'chasela. Baruch atah Adonai, ha'el hakadosh.
Please be seated. And we are on page 173. And I invite you to please join me in the English at the top of the page. May these hours of rest and renewal open our hearts to joy and our minds to truth. May all who struggle find rest on this day. May all who suffer find solace. May all who hurt find healing on this day. May all who despair find purpose. May all who hunger find fulfillment on this day. And may this day fulfill its promise. Baruch atah Adonai, Mikadesh HaShabbat. So our evening prayer for peace is Shalom Rav. And I know I'm giving something away here, but so our student Cantor and Joan together, they went and lived, when they were living in Boston.
Well, Connecticut. But
Wasn't where Jeff Klepper was in Connecticut at the time?
yeah.
Okay, so he was at the congregation with Jeff Klepper, who wrote this. So he has a special connection to Shalom Rav, different than anyone else, unless you kind of were there with him. So join us in Shalom Rav. Page 178.
Shalom Rav, Am Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav, Am Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. Ki atah hu melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Ki atah hu melech Adon, lechol hashalom. Shalom Rav, Am Yisrael Amcha, Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav, Am Yisrael Amcha,
Feel free to put your prayer books down, at least for the time being, because we're going to do a little sharing, only if you want to, of course. No one has to do any sharing. Although we do teach this to kids in the kindergarten, to share. So hopefully you remember. We just, for those who are unfamiliar, although I think most of you are familiar with our traditions, but for those who aren't, we like to do a little bit of community building here by sharing joys and then sharing difficulties a little bit later. But first the joy, and then from time to time we'll sing, can ye he, can ye he, can ye he, can ye he. I think you got those words, pretty easy. So, if you have joy that your heart yearns to share, please do so. Just raise your hand. Love to hear about it. Yes, Laura.
I have
Two
two joys.
joys.
An update from last week.
Yeah?
About my friend.
Oh,
He came home from the hospital on Sunday.
that's amazing.
And then the whole thing we celebrated his 80th birthday.
Wow, that's fantastic.
With a chocolate cake just like he wanted.
And then back to the hospital again for.
And the second joy is my birthday's on Sunday.
Hey,
I'm not going to be 80.
happy birthday. We won't ask you, but don't worry, we know it's 55.
77.
It's like when your birthday is more than a speed limit, you're getting up there. But I don't know if it's really time to talk about it until it becomes something on the dial of your FM radio. So if you're in the FM radio range, then you're really up there. If you're above the speed limit of any place, you're on your way to the FM dial range.
Maybe New Mexico.
I think Montana is at 90, but more joy, Kathy.
Yes, our daughter has been living in Phoenix for several years and not happy there because it's so damn hot.
Uh-huh.
And she finally got a job back in Maryland and has moved back, and we're very pleased.
She's not schwitzing here in Maryland, though, right? I'm glad she's coming back home. Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Mary Ann.
Well, I recently had a new cancer scare, and I am pleased to tell you that all the test results have come back negative, no cancer.
So it was merely a scare.
It was a scare, but it was a big one.
That's right. Mazel tov. I'm glad you're in full health. And especially, with history, you always have to be a little careful, and I'm so glad it's okay. More joy. Yes, Joe.
So Ken and I got to spend the last 4 or 5 days with his brother and sister-in-law and our father's sister. It was very nice getting together.
That is nice. I heard a little bit about it too. So nice visit to Alta giveaway to Virginia Beach. Mazel tov. Other joy? Sandy.
Related to the Phoenix shot, my son Jeremy, recently had a major article of his published in a major scientific journal, definitely not good news for Phoenix or the Southwest, but we won't talk about that.
Oh, I see what you're saying is that the subject of his article had to do with the Southwest. Ouch. They're getting out just in the nick of time. Can you hear? Can you hear? Can you hear? Anybody else want to share? All right. Slow week. Yeah? Sit. She barely had her hand up. She was like halfway. She's like you. What's that say again? That is a big joy. You found the dress. Now, okay, let me go into this a little bit with you for a second. Did you find it in one of your closets, or did you find it at a store? Store, just checking. and being, Air Force, you objected to it. And so, I'm joking, of course. Well, I'm so glad you found a dress. I'm so glad you found something. I mean, it's like, this is when, by the way, when it's good to be a guy. I've got, a dozen suits. And I got more than most, for obvious, I got a dozen suits, maybe more, actually. I actually could have close to 20. But the point is it's like, it's just a question of which one I'm wearing. It's never should I go out and get another suit? It would never occur to me to go and get it. At my own wedding, I found something in my closet. So, point is that it's good to be a guy sometimes. So, Baruch atah Adonai gomel chasadim tovim. We praise you, Adonai our God, for partnering with us in the many joys that are in our lives. Amen. Along with the joy, of course, is the struggle and the pain. Loved ones of ours do not have a sense of shalom, do not have a sense of wholeness, and we have a blessing that we say for them called Mishaberach. And the way we do it is I'm going to share the beginning of the blessing, as you probably know. I'll look around the room. When my eye meets yours, if you'd like to share the name of a loved one in need of healing, feel free to do so. So the blessing begins, Mishaberach, Avotenu, Avraham, Yitzchak, v'Yaakov, v'imotenu, Sarah, Rivka, Leah, v'Rachel. May the one who blessed our ancestors, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Leah, and Rachel, hu yivarech et kol hacholim shelanu. May God heal all of our loved ones who are in need of healing, especially the ones whom we name, of course, at this time. And so if you'd like to share a name, please feel free to do so. Sandy Dash. Sandy Dash. Gotcha. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And let me just add a few more names. Stephanie Trice, Glenn Orr, Elliot Epner, Yirmiyahu Peretz Ben Shoshan Rivka, Ronnie Meyer, and Caroline Mann. Vishlach Lahem Bimheira Refuah Shalema. May God send them speedily a complete recovery. Refuat HaNefesh v'Refuat HaGuf. Healing of body and healing of spirit. Betoch Sha'ar Cholei Yisrael. Amongst all who are in need of healing. V'nomar Amen. And let us say Amen. 371. Mishaberach.
May the source of strength, who bless the one. shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Oseh shalom bivroma uyaseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'imru amen. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael.
So much of the music that we are singing here tonight, I remember singing at summer camp. And it's really so much of this. I remember growing up singing at summer camp. In fact, my two of my kids were at URJ Jewish summer camps this summer, and kind of got to experience the joy of being just a month, 2 months, just with so many other people your age, just having a good time and celebrating their own Jewish traditions and faith and connections. And song session was one of the best parts, no question. And, one of the things that happened in addition to song session, we used to do song session once a day, I remember, and on Shabbat twice, actually. It was amazing. And, but we also did Birkat Hamazon. So Birkat Hamazon, for those of you who are unfamiliar, it's a prayer, but it really is a song, but it's a prayer that you say after you eat a meal. And, sometimes we would do a more shortened version, sometimes we would do the longer version, and part of it, the Birkat Hamazon comes from the Torah. It says, V'achalta, v'savata uverachta, once you've eaten and you're satisfied, then you should give thanks. And comes from this week's Torah portion, actually. It's why I thought about it. And, but I've actually been mildly troubled by that verse, so much so that I went and took a look at it again today, only to find out that our commentators were also troubled by the verse. And let me explain to you why. Because they believed that you should give thanks no matter what. And not just if you've eaten your fill, and then you should give thanks. As if to say, if you were left hungry a little bit, or if you didn't exactly like the way that the food was prepared, then maybe you don't need to give thanks. But our tradition was like, no. Yes, you should give thanks if you've eaten your fill. You should then give thanks, but you should give thanks no matter what. And so then they go on, and there's a sweet story that's shared, which I want to tell you. It's about the Rebbe of this village, and the Rebbe is with his students, and it's in the summertime, not as hot as Phoenix, but hot. And they are, the students and the Rebbe, they're all a little, they're schwitzy. And so the Rebbe decides, I think it's time for us to just take a break. Why don't we all go outside, get a little fresh air? And so they do. The students, the Rebbe goes outside, gets some fresh air, and they see in the distance, just a little bit further away is Yuckel. Yuckel, the water carrier, right? And Yuckel, the water carrier, is groaning. And he's groaning, and he's got this big, like, long pole over his shoulders, and then these two big jugs of water on the sides of the pole, and he's walking through because that's his occupation. He's a water carrier. And he's groaning, and so the Rebbe says, Yaakov, is everything okay? And we might, in that moment, say, yeah, I'm fine. Not Yaakov. Yaakov said, no, things are not fine. My shoulders are killing me. I'm too old to be carrying water like this on my shoulders with the two, and it's got to balance it, and the water's some slipping, is splashing out, and then I got to go and refill them, and it's my old man shoulders can't handle this. And you know what else Yaakov says to the Rebbe? He says, and I've got a bunch of kids, none of whom want to go into the family business of water carrying. Instead, they want to study Torah and the important books. And he says, and my wife, by the way, which, by the way, now it sounds like a joke. It is, and my wife, by the way, she will not stop nagging me about all the things that I need to do around the house. And the Rebbe says, and by the way, this is, again, I know I'm telling it kind of like a joke. I don't mean it to be that way, and it won't go that way. It's starting out that way, but it's gonna. So, and the Rebbe says, "Oh, Yaakov, I'm so sorry about all your tsuris. Many of you know what tsuris is. Tsuris is a nice Yiddish word which just means troubles. And he says, Yaakov, I'm so sorry about your tsuris. May blessings be upon you." And the students of the Rebbe say, yes, may blessings be upon you, Yaakov. And off Yaakov goes with the pole and the water splashing around, and then the Rebbe and his students go back in and study. And then weeks pass, and it comes again. And the Rebbe says, same thing, it's hot. The Rebbe says, students, why don't we go out and take a break and get some fresh air? And so they all go outside, take fresh air. And what do you know? This is weeks later. They see Yaakov again. And of course, they greet him. Yaakov, how you doing? And Yaakov says, fine, doing great. And the Rebbe and the students look at each other, really? And he says, yeah. He says, I'm fine. The Rebbe says, what about your shoulders? And he says, oh, you know what? Thank God I've got strong shoulders to be able to handle this at my age. And the Rebbe says, this is great. And tell me, what about your, what about those kids of yours that refuse to help and go into the family business? Instead, they're going to stare off studying. He goes, all parents should be so lucky to have kids who want to study Torah. I go, hey, what about your wife? She's still nagging you, isn't she? She is. But every time she nags me, I realize that it's because she needs me. And it's because she wants me to help. And she wants me to be a partner with her. And he says, so things are great. And he off on his way with his water splashing. And the students look at the Rebbe and they say, what happened to Yaakov? And the Rebbe said he recognized that even his tsuris could be a blessing. And that's what the sages were saying when they struggled with that verse, which comes from Birkat HaMazon, or which is included in Birkat HaMazon, about eating your fill and then giving thanks. Because it suggests that only when you are satisfied and happy in that moment should you be giving thanks. But maybe instead you should see all of life's moments in terms of the positive as opposed to the negative. And I know this is a very simplistic idea. And I know you have probably said something like this to loved ones or to kids over the course of your lifetime, in which you said, you know what, just have a good attitude, you probably said. And it's true, but every once in a while we need a little bit of a reminder for us that we have choices. And we have choices in the way that we see our world and life. And we can let our world influence how we feel, or we can be the captain of our own ships, steer our own ship and lead the life that we want, without anything changing in terms of the way that the outside world affects us. And so, Birkat Hamazon is right. We should give thanks after we've eaten a good meal. But Birkat Hamazon was incomplete because we should be given thanks more often than just that. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. So we are going to continue on page 598 586, as we continue with Aleinu, and I would like to ask you to please rise. Bottom of the page.
הכל לתת גדולה ליוצא בראשית, שלא עשנו כגויי ארצות, ולא שמענו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורר עלינו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני לכל כל הארץ ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד ושמו
I'm going to explain our tradition probably a few more times, but then sooner or later I'm going to stop explaining it. But in Jewish tradition, a mourner rises for the Kaddish. And if you're not in mourning, or if it's not a yard site, you don't rise. Again, it's not like you're not, that's just Jewish tradition. Now, Reform tradition said, no. Why don't everyone should stand in memory of those who don't have anyone to say Kaddish for them, like the Holocaust or other times, because we're supporting our loved ones and our friends and our community, and we want to rise with them and support. Yes, or just people like me, it's like that's how I grew up, standing for the Kaddish, and I don't even know how not to. And so, but yet Jewish tradition says only the mourner. And so we blend it. And that is I'll be reading the names of our loved ones who have passed away, one recently and others over the years on this Shabbat. It's the anniversary of their passing. It's called their yard site. And if you hear your loved one's name, I invite you to rise. And then at the conclusion of all the names, we'll have had an opportunity to see you, our mourners. And then at the conclusion of all of the names, then I'll invite everyone who wishes to rise to do so. But we start with our mourners. And so first, let me begin by acknowledging that we are still within the period of Shloshim for Stephen Schneider, the father of Michael Schneider. And also, we are aware and are observing the yahrzeit of these loved ones. We remember lovingly Karen Ruth Cohn Gubman. We remember also Jenny Feldman, Philip Dwoskin, Bernard Glassman, Harold Katz, Erwin Rubenstein, Diane Ryan, Max Lewis Jeweler, Joe Goldberg, Betsy Krause Dawson, Nicholas Wolfson, Sophie Greenspan, Benjamin Harmon Weiss, and Joseph Leonard Kahn. And so in gratitude for their lives and linking their names with all of our loved ones who passed away, we remember them now with the words of the Kaddish, and we invite anyone who wishes to rise as well. We're on page 598. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, bi'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, b'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chayei dechal beit Yisrael, b'agala v'izman kariv v'imru, amen. Yehei shemei Rabbah mevorach le'alam u'lamei amayah, yiparach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh, v'yitadar v'yitaleh v'yitalal shemei kudsha b'richu. Le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush b'chata v'nechamata, damiram bi'alma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru, amen. May the source of peace and peace to all who mourn and comfort to every bereaved heart. And let us say, amen.
Amen.
Please be seated. Thank you. All right, we are close. So let me just share a few words of thanks, a couple of announcements, and then we can continue with our service. So thank you so much first to Jill Simon and Merv Wiley-Browse for serving as ushers. Merv's our immediate past president of our congregation. And also, thank you to David and Jan Hofberger, along with Sybil Wish, for sponsoring the Oneg Shabbat, which will be out in the lobby in just a few minutes. The High Holy Days are just around the corner. So weekly email has all of the information you need. In fact, everything I say is in the weekly email. In fact, really, you just cover your ears and just read the weekly email and you'd know so much more. But I'm highlighting a handful of things. Like, for example, next Friday night is our Shabarbecue. It's a lot of fun, the Shabarbecue. And we're starting a little earlier than normal, 6:30. It's going to be a slightly abbreviated when I say slightly, like normally we're going about an hour and 10 minutes, it's probably going to go 45 minutes because we want to include some barbecue also. But if you would like to attend, we truly ask that you RSVP by Sunday because we have to get the food and know how much to order. And if you bring a bus of people with you saying, hey, it would be fun for everyone to come to Shabarbecue. Yeah, ton of fun. However, we might not have enough burgers and dogs. So please RSVP for our Shabarbecue. So actually, it's a little crazy how many people are coming next Friday. So I think we're in the, like 170 people I've already, so really, like we're half hamburger for everybody. I'm joking. Everyone gets as many burgers as you want. Just please RSVP. Sister trip to the Jewish Museum of Maryland is on Monday, August 25th. Please RSVP by the 22nd. The poker night is on August 28th. Bring 20 bucks with you. Bring 20 bucks to lose with you. And yeah, it's probably enough stuff that I've shared with you. So, so we're going to conclude with two things. First, Motzi, and then after Motzi, our closing song, which is Adon Olam, which is on page 625. But first, Motzi. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz.
Shabbat Shalom.
This is a Vered Mullen special. You can tell because it looks fresh. All right, so we conclude with Adon Olam on page 625.
Adon Olam.
It's good.
Hashem Allah, B'terem kol, Yitzir Nivra, V'chein Asa, V'chefzo kol, Azai Melech, Shemo Nivra.
Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Thank you for being here. Nice job, the two of you. And thank you, of course, to Noah Simon for joining us on the Bima. And I'll thank student Cantor Ken Isman a few more times before I stop thanking him for being here. Shabbat Shalom. And Shabbat Shalom to anyone who's watching on stream. My Abba and my Ima are watching on stream.
Oh, wow.
They always do. Well, they do about 2 or 3 times.